What's up, WWE Champions Universe? Welcome to Champions Chat, the fastest growing podcast dedicated to the WWE Champions mobile game. I'm what is his name? Dang it. The best in the underworld, Rusty Gray. I couldn't remember his name. And with me as always, Lee Two Bites.
Wow, we got off to a banger right here already.
Well, I've used so many of the zombie names this month that I was trying to think of which ones have I not used and what are they.
Right?
Believe it or not, I do not know everything about this game.
Really?
I think that's actually the basis of this show is Lee teaches Rusty how to play WWE Champions. If you haven't figured it out yet, that's actually what this show is about. It's about a self-professed smooth-brained dummy trying to max the MLC while his friend, who is kind of a whale, right?
Oh, come on.
teaches him behind-the-scenes tricks and tips.
Right.
Lee, you were telling me earlier, last week's episode accidentally went viral, or at least made
got a lot of
we got
chatter on it,
hits and we got more comments than I think we have on any video that was not a giveaway.
Right. Yeah, and it all came down to your hot take that the Undertaker is the king of the mid-carders. That got a rise out of some people. Lots of people took on that take.
Well, I mean, so one of the best thoughtful critiques of what I said about Undertaker last week was somebody said, "You're right. He was never asked to be the main event draw, but he always was a draw." Right? So he would carry the company good and bad, in good times and in bad times. And that really his character work was the best in the business. So he didn't have to be the main eventer. And I just thought that's an intelligent way of restating what I was trying to say. So all credit, all respect. Absolutely. Undertaker is a first ballot Hall of Famer, an incredible, no matter where he is in the card, he's incredible.
Right.
But he doesn't have to be in the main event spot. So.
Right. Well, I hear you. And I knew what you were going with on that, but man, did we get some Rusty has the worst takes ever now.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. No, I see why. I can see why somebody would say that.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, I've been working a conference all week. At work, we've got it's basically like international guests have come in from near and far, but the building we've been doing this conference in, it bricks my cell service, and they have a Wi-Fi blocker for the game. So I have not been able to play the game at work.
Wow. So sad you can't play the game at work.
Which is something I probably shouldn't ever do in the first place. But I'm guessing if you're listening to this podcast today, you absolutely play the game at work. Can you imagine if your job put a Wi-Fi blocker on Champions, how frustrating that would be, and how you would see your scores and even your awareness of what's happening in the game plummet? So...
And it's been a busy week. This week-long contest has had a lot. So much to do this week. So I feel for you. I don't tend to play. I mean, except for on breaks, I don't tend to play at work. But I've put in a couple hours, at night getting stuff done. So yeah, there's been a lot.
Well, Lee, you said there's a lot going on in the game. I'm assuming there's plenty of LA Night Shards for me to round up, right, this week?
Nah. Yeah, there is 0 LA Night Shards in this event period. So
what?
Yeah, there's
Why would
like
they do that?
800 CM Punk shards, and that's it. Well, no, there's prize wall medallions, but not midweek prize wall either. There's no midweek prize wall, month long midweek. So
Why didn't they put LA Knight shards on the prize wall? Even
I don't
like
know. It seems like he is. Maybe he'll be in the loot this weekend. I mean, there's going to be a special loot for the new Ozzy that we knew nothing about. Like literally, I woke up to, oh, there's a new character that I have no idea. So,
I,
yeah.
dude, I have not heard that actually. I have
Oh, you
not
serious?
watched. No, there's a new Ozzy, like a
Yeah.
zombie Ozzy.
Werewolf Ozzy, Bark at the Moon, and he is only available today, and that's it. Then he's gone.
What?
Yep.
That's real. That's a real thing.
That is a real thing. Yes, DJ ain't of all people.
I
DJ doesn't normally do blog reveals. DJ's the one that caught it and did the stream, did a blog or whatever on it for his channel. So check it out there because it's literally the shortest blog ever. But yeah, there is a werewolf Ozzy Osbourne, looks to be Legends era striker, and you can only get him today. Period. And there's maybe a chance he will show back up in the future, but it's one of those ones where it's now or never. It
how
feels
do you
like.
how do you get him?
There's going to
Spend
be
one.
contest bags throughout the day, and then there's also going to be loot. So
After reset, right?
after reset, yep. But I mean, we literally no content creator has him. So I mean, I messaged Furpo this morning and was like, "Hey, if you get this to me early in the morning, I can do something with it." But none of us have him. We don't know his trainer ability, don't know his moves. I mean, he's probably going to be like a Rocky 76 character or a Rocky 4
So
character
this
where
is
he's just
not a prank. This is not a April Fool's prank,
I know. I thought
right?
it too. I thought so too. And I was like, man, because it was in the mod room and somebody put it. I was like, man, they really photoshopped that well. And then, nope.
So
Turns
I'm
out there was a
looking at.
blog.
I pulled up the Discord. Well, old people call it the Discord. I pulled up
I
Discord,
pulled up the
and
Discord.
and I'm looking at the poster, and it looks like Teen Wolf, kind of. He looks like Teen Wolf,
Yeah.
um, which I guess is right for a werewolf.
Right.
Um, but I'm having a hard time believing this is real. Um,
It's real, baby. It's real.
and a 1 day only recruit,
Yep.
huh?
Well, it's like Jack Friday when they did Johnny Knoxville. That was 1 day basically, and if you didn't get him, like I think he showed up in one other loot later, but that was it.
Did
If
you
you
just
didn't
call
get
it
him,
Jack Friday?
that's what they called it. Was Jack Friday? Yeah, instead of Black Friday.
Oh,
Yeah, they
oh.
they do it because last year it was
Once
Black
again,
Fatu
the
Day, and
dynamic
then
of this show is a smooth brain idiot learning to play WWE Champions from someone who does not identify as a whale, but his friends point fingers at him and call him that. So,
what?
do you
What?
call yourself a whale? Do you call yourself a whale?
I am in dolphin territory distinctly. I'm not spending near what whales spend, but I am spending anyway. But the
I
question
think
is,
you're
will
at
I
least a
spend for
beluga whale.
Ozzy?
You're at least a beluga. The Dory.
That's right. But yeah, there is so much going on, and that was all just the first few days of the week. Plus, we have stuff coming from this week on Thursday, or sorry, and then we've got a whole Halloween event going on. So by the time this posts, if you're watching it tomorrow, we're going to talk about some stuff that's relevant beyond just today. But Thursday, Halloween, happy Halloween, Rusty. There are some
Happy
things
Halloween.
going on. Yeah.
So what's going on? Let me just see if I'm actually doing the things.
Sure.
I've been doing Showdown,
Yep.
and I've noticed there's an abnormally high amount of points just for using Bailey in the Showdown. Is that
Yes.
is that right? Am I interpreting that correctly?
Yeah, if you've got Zombie, you put her in slot one and just get all the points and easy wins and all of that. Yeah, yeah.
So does that mean I can bypass the zombie Rhea? Um, requirement because it's excruciating to try to get damage with her. Um, do you think I can? I don't know. Can I max it, or can I get to a milestone, one of the high milestones, skipping Rhea and only using Bailey?
I was able to max it without doing any blue gems whatsoever. I think I actually accidentally hit a few, but I didn't focus on the blue gem requirement. And I maxed it. I did do Rhea's, Becky's, Bailey's, etc. But so I skipped an entire category of points and was able to max it. So I would assume that you'd be able to as well without using Rhea. But then again, there's not a whole lot of female zombies that do blue gems as their focus, and so
I used
you're gonna miss
Zombie
that.
Randy. I went for the tag.
Oh yeah, okay, so that
I
makes
used
sense.
like a tag, and then I
Yeah.
used Randy. So I did the blue. I
Okay.
did the leech, the kick out with Liv for the
Yep.
leech
That's what I did
gems.
too.
And now I went back and got the energy from the tour,
Right.
but I'm out of energy again.
Yeah.
Is it in today at reset?
Yes, I think so.
Ugh,
99% sure that
I
it
may have
does.
to purchase some energy because I'm not seeing another way to get 8+ refreshes without it.
Right.
Um, and I'm not yet to milestone. Is it 15? I'm not yet to 13. So
Okay. Yeah.
I,
The last
there's
two
like,
milestones are just prize ball medallion bags, which is to me very important. But I mean, you're not losing solo contest points at least.
hey, buddy, I'm doing my podcast. What you need? Okay. Nice. The kids are out of school today because of
Mine
parent
too.
teacher conferences. So I had to do a mute and a little intermittent dadding.
You did
Um,
not mute.
really? That's it. Hey,
You
buddy.
did not.
Ah, I pushed the mute on my microphone. Weird. Okay.
Yeah. No, we
Well,
heard that.
out, well, I tried my best to be a good dad and not send my kids to therapy. So there's your
Right.
proof.
There you
So what
go.
else we got going on besides Showdown?
Oh my gosh. So again, this all ends today. So we get, send this out to your friends quickly. Tell them to watch it today. It's Halloween. Lots of you are off. So there's Showdown. There's tours, which you mentioned. There's also a Gemania Stip Tour special that is every single day. And you get enough tickets in the tours and the shop and the WWEChampions.com to not only do what you need to, but also go back through each of them. You can only reset them twice. So totally you do them 3 times. Once is free and then tickets after that. So you need to do those and max them out every single day, which I mean, is the last day now. So
Oh,
good luck.
I've got all
And
those tickets and I have no idea what to do with them.
yeah, well, you've missed. I mean, anything you didn't use is just unless they open up the tour like last minute or if there's a special Friday or something with it. But the Germania Stip Shop is or Stip Tour is yeah, it reset every day, and if you don't use every ticket, then you just end up wasting the leftovers. So at some
I've
point in the
got
future, you'll be
41
able to
tickets,
recycle them. Some
41 tickets in my inventory. That that's a bummer.
that's a yeah.
I
Well, that's
thought I
okay.
thought something big was coming. I thought we had to save up, and then they're going to do like a marquee tour with it all.
Right.
Um,
No. And you can buy unlimited for in-game cash as well. But I mean, of course, you got to have in-game cash. So,
I wonder if I can just. Would it matter if I just did the one that's active today and cashed in all 41 and spam
you
that skip
can't.
tour?
You can't. They have a limit of
God.
2. So, you can do 6, which each tour requires a different amount of tickets, normal through hell, but you can't. Yeah, they capped it. That's what I was saying. So, if you didn't do them each day, you've just missed it so far. But do what you can today. Get those points.
Well, I am off to a very discouraging start to the CM Punk event.
Yikes.
Are you anywhere close to recruiting CM Punk?
Well, you can't. I mean, there's only like if you bought every offer, and we can talk about that offer or those 3 offers that everybody has a little problem with. But if you bought
Wait,
every
what's the
offer,
problem?
you'd get
What,
halfway there.
what do people have a problem with?
So
Pretend I don't know.
there are 3 offers that, as far as I can see, they've never really done this before. But one of them only shows up if you manage to get Bret Hart. one of them only shows up in your store if you manage to get Bailey, and one of them only shows up if you manage to get LA Knight. So there's a
Oh,
thought that depending on how many shards are available this weekend, which it says half during the week, half during the weekend, but that half includes some pretty heavy spend. So I haven't spent, I am at 800 CM Punk shards, and you need 1,500 from this midweek, or you have to recruit him through the loot, as far as we know.
why
Now,
does it feel like
why does it feel like?
I just didn't want to interrupt, sorry. Why does it
Oh,
feel like every year Zombie Month is really exciting, comes crashing down, and then there's this, but wait, we're gonna make it exciting again. Like there's always this curve of emotion in Zombie Month where it's like the community's excited, the community's pissed, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, the community feels a sense of, okay, it's better.
right. Well,
Is that
it'll all kind of
am I
depend on
off?
this Zazie event.
Is that a bad diagnosis? I mean, is that your observation as well, or is that like, nah, I don't, Rusty, you're wrong.
I would say that I've seen that waveform happen. I think going into Zombie Month, we hear lots of people say, "Oh, Zombie Month is my favorite month every month." Spending tracks, I mean, I don't obviously have access to Scopely's documents, but as far as we can tell from just even looking at spend leaderboards and things like that, the average spend during Zombie Month is a lot higher. So it's a good event for Scopely, obviously. And then we get bored or things don't go exactly where or, whatever. And then, hopefully there's something that redeems it. So like last year, we talked about the zombie event. Last year, Zombie Cody was a massive disappointment for most in the community. Obviously, they've
Yeah,
worked
he
to fix
was.
him since then.
Yeah, he was.
But
Now
the
he's getting
overall
blood.
feel was not good towards Zombie Cody. And the overall event just suffered for lack of enthusiasm during a big part of it. And then we had the big, prize wall raid that we all got because it
Oh,
seems
that was
like there was an oopsie, maybe.
the get was good,
The
brother. That
getting
was
was good. And now we remember Zombie Month last year as one of the best. It was like that was one of the best
the best.
Zombie Months.
Yep, yep.
So
High peaks and low valleys.
that's right. So if this Halloween event that happens today leaves a good taste in everybody's mouth, next year we'll be talking about like, yeah, the Zombie Month was so good last year, and it's like life. It had its peaks, it had its valleys, and both of them were a little more exaggerated this month, I think.
Lee, I've got a question for you. I've been really high on the Rocky plate that was on the CM Punk prize wall. They make
Yeah.
yellow, get black. It recharges the move. Am I wrong that that plate is essential for Bailey to recycle or even to fill the finisher in the post 99 world? Like, so I'm saying that's a must-have plate. Is that take wrong? Because even some guys in our faction are like, I don't think so. One guy said you're just going to use that plate to do novelty damage. And I was
Yeah,
like, wow.
that's what Merrick's was talking about on his stream. That is, and we love Merrick's facts. We're trying to get him back on the podcast here pretty
Yeah,
soon.
we are.
So this is not a disagreement with Merrick's take. He's right in the sense that in the 6 gold meta, you don't need that plate just because she's a 2-click win. You can click the yellow. It's a 1 MP yellow, and then click your
Right?
finisher and done. Now post 99 MP, you will need to hit the middle move that does the 6 black to load the
Yeah.
finisher, but that
Yes.
still doesn't mean that you need the plate to do more damage because she's still going to do 70 million damage with that setup, and actually maybe even a little bit more when you have to use the middle move. But she's going to do 70 million damage, so she's fine without the plate. But I would say, and Merrick's did take this on directly and say, I don't think she's going to need it even in the 7-star bronze. Blah blah blah. I think long term, for me, let put it in the context of me, because that's the only
Okay.
context I have, right?
Right.
I've said before, I think Zombie Bailey will drop off hard in the 7-star meta. Now, Merrick's did say when you go to a bronze meta, it typically increases move damage, so he thinks Zombie Bailey will be fine, and that's great. But I would say for me personally, I don't trust the move damage metas to hold for move damage characters. And so the
Right.
fact that that plate allows her to go from 70 million to closer to 130 million damage, to me, that means she is now 7-star silver proof. Right? I think I will be using her as my go-to up to about 7-star silver, 7 bronze if Merrick's is wrong on if it's another gym damage meta as opposed to a move damage meta. So it may be novelty, but for me it's essential because I think long term. I think, like for example, last year I flat out said on our podcast before we were official content creators, before we were making big moves, all that kind of stuff, I flat out said I don't think Zombie Liv is going to hold up. Zombie Becky will. And for my roster, I hold by that. I do not like using Zombie Liv. Her damage doesn't scale as well. She's good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, she gets the job done. But I don't see her going 7-star. I do see Becky going 7-star. Same thing without that plate for Bailey. I don't see myself using Bailey in the 7-star meta. Maybe not. Maybe 7-star, but not 7 silver. We'll see.
I have hope. Let me say this. Here's my take. Liv still needs gear. That
Liv
was
does
a
need gear.
glaring omission. That was a glaring omission.
Yep.
Okay. And maybe Bailey needs gear or a moment that boosts gems, that boosts silence gem. What if it was like, insane amount of damage to silence gems?
Could be.
Anyway.
But again, she doesn't need it if you have that plate. If you have that plate, she is. I don't consider it novelty. I consider it essential on my roster, and
Thank you.
that's just me.
Thank you.
That's just me.
Take that, Merrick's. Take that.
Take it, Em. Look at you.
No, normally I trust Merrick's take on
Oh,
things.
he's usually right, and I'm
I could
probably
be
wrong.
wrong.
But for me, that's where I'm at.
Any other, just as Zombie Month, I guess, is coming to an end. Do you have any final thoughts, burning sensations upon you?
Wow, it is Halloween, I guess.
Do you have any
Anyway,
burning sensations in you, Lee?
I do have to
There's
use
a
the
topical
restroom
cream that
before I go to
helps,
work, but
maybe some ointment or a cream, perhaps.
wow. Wow. No, I've said it, but I really think this Zombie Month is going to live on in our memory based upon how this event today, maybe this weekend, but more probably this Halloween event goes. And if there's, big scores, if everybody gets something amazing out of it, then I think people are going to go, man, that was one of the best Zombie Months ever. I will say, I think people... Let's see. So we tend to look, when we're in something, more negatively at things, and then we tend to look with rose-colored glasses afterwards. So, looking back, you're like, oh man, that Zombie Month was the greatest ever when you were complaining about it when you're in it. But I will say this, once again, if nothing else had come out except for the coaching ability, if every single one of these zombies was trash, but they had the same coaching ability, this would still be one of the best Zombie Months ever. Like, the coaching abilities alone are amazing.
I agree with that. I also think the plates have been very accessibly priced. Most people got a good plate, if not multiple good plates out of this month. Whether or not that's you, I'm curious. Put in the comments.
Right.
Let's do a little inventory. You put in the comments if you got something of value out of this month.
Right.
I think Lee's right. The coaching ability alone, huge add to the game.
Right.
Now, if you got your best female powerhouse this month in Chelsea. I don't know.
It's very possible.
Maybe you got one of those lucky ducky pulls and got a Bailey plate for her. Maybe you got Bailey herself. Lee, I'm looking at this. So it's limit. I think I can continue to. I don't know. I'm trying to do this tour, but I know I can do it at least. I've done it at least twice.
Yeah.
So one time it's free admission. One
and
time
then
you use
two
tickets.
resets.
Third time. Okay, so 2 resets. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my points out of it. Do I get points for doing this?
You do. So you want to make sure you equip zombies as enforcers, and then make sure you use your promoter that gives you the most amount of stuff, and you get a
Right.
lot of stip tour currency, and that counts towards
Right.
the event.
Okay.
So you're
Sweet.
looking for that. Yeet.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Well,
Nice.
I think I agree with your take. Um, I also think, as with all things, sometimes we anticipate or expect it to be quote better, and then we're usually let down. And I'll say this: I get unrealistic expectations
Yeah.
from typically from the bigger events in the game. I usually get I get my sights on the top end of the prize wall and like, whoa, look what's gonna be available this weekend. Rarely do I ever come close to it, right?
Yeah.
I think the week they cut out the flash market hurt. I think the
There's not one this
um,
month week either.
right, the LA Knight shard that I really thought I really thought I'd be closer to the recruit than I am.
Yeah.
Um, so that was a bummer.
It
Now
was.
I can let those things define my contentment about the month, or I can try to what I talked about earlier in the show, in what previous episode was. I try to make a gratitude checklist. I try to make a
Nice.
list of everything I got in the month, to remind myself that I did get a lot more than I'm feeling like I got
Right.
out of the game. Sometimes my feelings lead me way astray, and I feel like, oh, I didn't get anything, right? I get that, but then I look back, I'm like, okay, make a list.
Right.
Oh, I got like 30 really good things. Basically about averages that's like one thing a day
Right.
of that, right?
Yeah.
When the dust settles. Um,
Yep.
so I've really enjoyed this month. I really, really enjoyed the accessibility. These zombies were more attainable than any other zombies ever.
Except the
Like
S plus
getting Brett,
tier, but yes.
right. I will say Chelsea, Brett, and Bailey
Yeah.
were very attainable
Right.
with gameplay, with
Yes.
high level engagement.
Right.
Okay, engagement is defined in many ways because if you've spent in the past, you have a CSS, or if you spent in the present, you probably got a mass batch of the shards. But I think with high engagement, these are three, probably my best female, period, Zombie
Right.
Bailey.
Yeah, she's
I don't
amazing.
know. I don't know that I have a better female that's faster and
No.
more fun to play with.
There isn't one.
Uh,
She is the fastest, not just
right.
female. She can be I mean, in the 99 meta MP or 99 MP meta anyway, she is the fastest character in the game. Period.
I've got the best Brett, I think,
Yeah.
that exists in the game. And he works with things I have, like the
Yeah.
sheriff's badge
Yeah.
or the his plate, the Bite Man plate, which the Bite Man felt really accessible on the
Yeah.
lower end of the prize wall this month.
It
So,
did. And if you
um,
got a sheriff's badge, let alone anything else this month, that is a huge. I mean, that
yeah,
alone can change your roster
the
for many
the sheriff's
characters.
the sheriff's badge was very modestly priced as well on the prize
Yeah.
walls. It was one of the cheapest plates,
Right.
uh, on several weekends. So yeah, those are the things I want to take away, not the frustration of the lack of insert the thing you missed. For me, it
Yeah.
was the LA cards, right? Um,
Right. Yeah, I would love to have him.
so I don't know. I think that's my final thoughts on this month. I don't think I'll get CM Punk. I don't anticipate, or I don't even expect to get him.
Yeah.
I don't anticipate or expect that I'll get this Ozzy. I have no idea how he'll be attained, but I'm going to go into it assuming I won't get him, so that I'm not frustrated if I don't.
Right.
But I really thought I had a shot at LA Knight.
I did too.
Because I really did. I thought I did the necessary things to
Yeah.
get as close as I could to the
Oh, I
recruit.
pulled, I strategically pulled for LA Knight and did not get close to. I'm like
Yeah.
1,300 yards away still. So
And I think the amount of shards that were in the guarantees of the megas were disappointing to me
terrible.
as well. To
Yeah.
where like you would get, at least from the screenshots that I were tracking from our friends and they would post it, you'd get about 60 shards in
Yeah.
the mega. And it was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's sour.
That was
That's a
sour.
sour lemon, you know. So,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, that's right. Well, and then there's one other thing. We got to do a short show today because I'm
yeah,
heading to work here in a few minutes. But so there's been QR codes throughout all sorts of different aspects of the game that lead to a
right.
cryptographic puzzle. That's
For the Aussie, for the werewolf Aussie.
no, for next month's event.
Seriously.
So people are trying to figure out what it says. Someone, on Facebook feels like they've cracked a good portion of it, but
The
I
Casey
would just.
Platinum.
What's that?
Was it Casey Platinum?
Well, it was posted in the WWE Champions Universe Facebook, which boasts over 11,500 members. But
I'm gonna keep throwing
they're
his name around. I'm gonna keep saying Casey Platinum until he comes on this show. I'm gonna
well,
keep.
he was going to at one point, and then the hurricanes happened, and life got a little.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Well,
can't
get
blame
on
him for
our
that.
show, Candyman. Let's go. Let's
There you
roll.
go. But I mean, just think. Let's just logic this puzzle, Rusty. Who in the
Yeah.
WWE universe has used QR codes, cryptic messages, and various things like
Ah,
that might point towards what November is possibly going to hold?
recently,
Yeah,
easy answer.
yeah.
The War Raiders.
The War
The War
Raiders.
Raiders.
That's right. I'm so glad they're
They were
back.
doing that. The fire letters, right?
Yeah.
And they were revealing that the War Raiders were coming back, not the
That's right.
Viking experience or whatever
The
the
Viking
crap they were called.
experience. Oh, that's
Remember
their
that?
finishing move.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they changed it. I was watching Raw Live when it said the Viking experience on there. And
Oh,
I remember then the comments of, is that a ride at Disneyland? Is that what they just did
I
this
just,
for? Or
my thought was McMahon ruins another talent. That was my
yeah,
first thought. Was there it
NXT
is.
burial in progress.
Yep,
Yep.
yeah. Welcome to Butch
I
2.0,
lost your audio,
right?
Rusty.
Oh, am I still out?
Nope, you're
You
back
have me back?
now. But I didn't hear that
Okay,
last statement.
I just said it's another Butch
And
2.0.
we lost your audio again.
Shoot.
Oh.
Let me try to adjust something on my end. Let me try to
Okay,
make
I
an
can hear you
adjustment.
now. I can hear you now.
Yeah. I had such a great joke too. You didn't hear it when I
I
called the
didn't. It
Viking.
was like just dead silence. So cricket,
So
cricket on that.
the Viking experience is Butch 2.0. That's what I was gonna say. That was
Oh,
where it's just
yeah.
like really killer gimmick. It's over with the fans. NXT marks love it, and
Yep.
then
And then, right,
right. Same
right.
thing with Nikki Cross Sanity, right? Then coming to be
Yeah,
Nikki ASH. Oh,
right. Hey, she
horrible.
was world champion as almost a superhero. Nikki, almost a superhero. So, I mean, it got
Horrible.
her the belt, but
It
yeah,
was horrible. And then
it was horrible.
the tag. I don't know what they were doing with Alexa Bliss and the tag. Um,
I
do you
don't
have time to
know.
look at Crown Jewel, or do you want to
Yeah,
talk about
I
the?
got about 10, 15 minutes tops here. So let's hit ground jewel. So first of all, Rusty, what do you think of the gigantic belt? The one that takes up their
Is it
entire torso.
is it for male and female? I don't
Well,
understand. Is it two belts?
it's
Are the
supposed to be.
women?
They've only shown the one that I've seen, but it's supposed to be a
See,
women's
that's
as
what I
well.
want to know. Is like, are they really going to have a female crown jewel title as well?
They're
Because
supposed to.
that's not clear to me. And why have they not shown the belt if that's
Right.
true?
Well, if
Um,
it's just a copy of the other one and it's really that size, like it better go to Naya because literally Liv
oh.
Morgan could hide behind that thing. Like I'm not talking about girth. I'm just talking about height. Like Liv
You
could
gotta have
literally
a big
like go like
building around
this
that
and
big belt
play
around it so
peekaboo
you can
behind
stay.
that thing.
Um, so it's for me, it's a lock, Gunther. It's a lock. That belt is so
Oh,
obnoxious. It ain't gonna be
wow.
Cody. It ain't gonna
Wow.
be Cody. I would love it. I feel like Crown Jewel typically plays to the face. I think they're building credibility with Gunther, and so that further adds to his credibility.
Well, his next feud after Crown Jewel is Dominic Mysterio. That's already been revealed. So,
Who? Who's feud?
Or Gunther. Dom won
That's
a contenders match or whatever, so Dom's the next challenger for the world title.
the only reason they're doing that is probably to give Gunther some sort of face, um, and to give Dom the heel heat and give Gunther some sort of face
Right?
moment. I don't know. That's stupid. That's
Well,
that should be a squash match really
it probably
quickly.
will be. Yeah, lots of interference, but so predictions wise, you're going Gunther.
Oh, a lock. And I want Cody to win, but I think it's a
Right?
lock.
I,
How
I
about you?
honestly think they're not going to beat Cody. I don't think they're going to let Cody lose. He is the face of the company right now, and he
Maybe
doesn't have a
so.
lot going on other than this KO feud.
Yeah, but
So
do you think that's does that does the baby face of the company need another obnoxious belt or accolade to boost his resume?
I
Like,
don't
does
know.
Cody need this insane, gigantic, belt to carry around? Does that make him more of a? Is he gonna sell more merch because of that belt?
Right? I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on what they do with it. Of course, Crown Jewel has usually been a swerve. Like, do you remember when Shane McMahon won the title Best Wrestler in the World? So you never know. You never know. Maybe they'll do something
That
crazy
created
and Dom will
himself,
come out
I'm
and win it.
assuming,
Yeah,
or his dad did.
right?
Okay, that would be great. Give Dom that belt. That
That
would
would be
be so
fun.
satisfying to me.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the Saudis and their money and their influence upon this um, sports entertainment is real.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
fingerprint now affect the story where it used to just be a glorified house show.
Right.
Um, but they're giving them big show. This is a big card. This is
Well,
probably the biggest card. I mean, this is SummerSlam level card.
it is. And it's all
Um,
this Saturday. This Saturday! Only on
let's run
Peacock.
down some more of it.
Okay.
Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax.
Not interested. I don't. I mean, again, it's one of those. If Tiffy cashes in, great. If not, It's my bathroom break match. I don't have any interest in it
I think
whatsoever.
I think Nia's gonna legitimately win this Crown Jewel title,
That's my guess
and
too.
and and I think she can then lose the championship and still have an unimportant title to make her a push, like Queen
Yeah.
of the Ring
Right.
and Women's Crown Jewel champ. I think they're
Unimportant.
gonna give her a legit push with it, and then take the title away from her and let
Right.
her keep the other Doink the Clown championships.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, again, I said this. We said the same thing at the last PLE, but if Tiffy doesn't cash in, it's what are we even doing? I literally did not watch the match last month, the one that was Bailey versus Nia. I was late watching the event, and so I skipped it, skipped straight to the end. And if I'm late watching this one, I would do the same thing and just see if Tiffy cashes in, then I'll backtrack in the video to where she cashes in. If I'm watching it live, it's a bathroom break match for me. So
I think she could cash in because that might be one of the few things that have not been done on Saudi soil,
right,
right? Like, I think we could see a title change hands.
yeah,
But for me, I don't know how they would pull that off. how could Nia win that belt? Maybe Tiffy cashes in on Liv. Maybe that's the angle.
Yeah, or Rhea comes out to go after Liv. Nia gets in the way, and Rhea destroys Nia, and then blah blah blah. Bob's your
That's a
uncle.
good point.
So who
I
knows?
think the 5-star match of the night is going to be LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade. That's going to be
Yeah,
the one where we go, the crowd starts chanting, "Holy shit, holy shit." Like there's
yeah,
all the match that LA Knight was the ref for between those two
it's really
was
good.
a, one of the best matches that has been on the main roster of the year.
Wow.
It was incredible. The spots in it were incredible. Um, I think I've got Carmelo Hayes taking the title off of Knight,
Wow.
and because it's a triple threat, it won't matter, right?
Right.
LA Knight, it'll give him a vendetta to chase.
Right.
And Carmelo, I think I've poo-pooed him in the past, but
Yeah.
I see Carmelo being the new Seth Rollins, the new AJ Styles, the new
Oh wow.
workhorse that makes you look like a 5-star opponent when
Wow.
you're not. And that's what LA Knight needs. He needs a program with a Carmelo Hayes to make him look not like a baby deer learning to walk in the ring.
Right. Oh, crazy, crazy. Well, what else is on the match card? I got about 5 minutes or less.
Jade and Bianca versus
Ooh.
Piper and Chelsea
Okay.
versus Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson versus
Okay.
Io Sky and Kyrie Sane in a women's 4-way for the
Uh,
tag team championship.
Much more interested in that than the Nia Liv match. If for nothing else, because I'm still curious if they're going to push forward with the Jade Cargill experiment and just keep giving her a dominant presence with limited ring time. Excuse me. Or if they're going to do a swerve and give it to the NXT girls. And so then that way it's like, hey, you got to watch NXT because these guys beat Jade and Bianca. Look
I
at
think
them.
I think
Yeah.
that's a way to take the title off Jade and Bianca cleanly, um, and have Piper Nevin and Io
Yeah.
Sky punish Jade, just ragdoll her somehow
Right.
to where the NXT girls get the title. I think that's a good call, and I think that's what's been brewing
Right.
for a while because of how many cameos they've had on main roster shows.
Yeah, and Chelsea Green can eat the pin, and nobody looks bad. It's not going to hurt Chelsea at all, but it might hurt
It,
others.
I think she's became my favorite female on the roster.
She's
I think she is
hilarious.
the most entertaining female on the roster.
I
An
agree.
unsanctioned match.
Ooh,
Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins.
I am very interested in this match. Seth, ever since he's been on this vendetta, has not done the crazy Joker folie à look.
Right.
He hasn't come out wearing the froofy outfits and done the laugh that makes you want to turn the TV off. He has
Right.
just been man on a mission, Seth, and I like it. I mean, I've said before,
Yeah.
I like Seth Rollins. I've hated the character that he's had. It's given me what they call X-Pac heat or go away heat. But
Ooh.
Bronson
Yeah.
Reed, legitimately, if they keep this path of him being the monster, he destroyed Braun, he destroys Seth, he destroyed Miz, blah blah blah. I would really love to see Bronson walk away with a dominant win and keep going down this
Um,
path.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to re reestablish Seth Rollins as a loose cannon, which is
Okay.
where we really like him. Seth
Yeah.
Rollins even had the line on Raw this week, "Don't forget what I'm capable of."
Yeah, I
And
like
I
that.
thought, that's what I've been waiting for with
Yes.
Seth. That's
Yes.
that's what I've been waiting for because we have forgotten what you're capable of because you have not produced it in
Right.
years. In years, we have
Right.
not cared ever since.
True story.
Yeah, since Cody, Seth, um, WrestleMania surprise opponent, we have not cared about Seth Rollins. And that
Right.
was 3 plus 4 years ago, right? 3 years
Right.
ago.
Right.
Um, I think Seth Rollins. This is going to be a no contest match with both men bludgeoned and unconscious potentially,
Yeah.
just laying on the ground.
Yep.
Maybe Strowman comes out. Maybe there's a backstage brawl. Maybe Rollins gets power bombed through a falafel cart or something in Jeddah. It's just the street food they eat over there, right? Like
Oh, okay.
like
It's like that was oddly
casual.
specific.
Yeah, well, it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, right? It's not going to be
Yeah.
So, gosh, I'm excited about that match when typically I would not have cared.
Yeah.
Also, Bronson Reed in blue jeans, very cool. Bronson Reed in his plus size manty onesie, not intimidating at all.
You
Um,
don't like when he looks like Mantar?
I don't know. We don't need the return of Atom Bomb. So,
Nice.
um, Randy Orton was reluctantly given this match against Kevin Owens, much to the chagrin of Paul Levesque, even as he came out of backstage and booked it last week on Raw.
Yeah.
Um, do we have Randy returning to his evil ways? Is this the match where Owens takes him to his limit and he becomes the Viper again?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just interested to see what happens from the Kevin Owens side of things. I think Kevin Owens needs to win, and I think he needs to win like in a dirty, underhanded way, so that way the build for him versus Cody, gets exciting. I mean, if Randy Orton wins, then it's like, oh well, why do we care about Kevin Owens fighting Cody?
I could see Orton. I could see Orton going mentally unstable in this match
Yeah.
and becoming the heel we need him to be to take on the Cody of the world, to take on
Mm.
the Gunther of the world. We need Orton to be the
Alpha.
same guy he was to legitimize Cena's reign,
Right.
right? Cena needed Randy, and I
Right.
think Cody needs Randy.
Yeah.
And maybe Randy is the Randy that Cody needs in this
Yeah.
moment. So, um,
Cool. Any other on the?
Cody
I've got to
came out.
go. So any other card?
Final match: Roman Reigns and the Usos versus
Oh, of
Solo
course.
Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa.
Yeah, I am very reinvested in the Bloodline storyline. It continues to be my favorite thing, and for the longest time, I just said Solo is not the guy. This is not going anywhere. But Roman having to chase, even though it's against a C-level character like Solo Sikoa, who
Yeah.
has B-level guards and one S-tier Jacob Fatu. I mean, I think that it's really interesting. I still expect The Rock to show up, and I think that might be the big get, is that The Rock shows up and reveals himself to be the one true tribal chief, the
And
OOTC or OTTC or whatever.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I have you heard any? There's supposed to be a new solo henchman on the horizon. Have you
Yeah,
heard
Zilla
anything?
Fatu. Yeah, it's another
So,
another one of the Anawai family. So
maybe it's his appearance, but I think you're
could be.
right. If The Rock comes out, this will steal the night.
I
This
would
will be
agree. I think it will
this will
anyway.
be what everyone's talking about the
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah.
Well, who do you have going over? Who's going to win that one? What do you think?
So I think I don't think Roman could win yet. I think that they need to continue the adversity, and so whether it's Zilla or whether it's The Rock, something has to or maybe Sami Zayn turns on Roman, and comes
What?
back, something like that. Because they teased that on SmackDown. They teased Sammy
What?
talking to Solo, so I'm hoping that it's something like, or maybe it's a combination of those three things, but they need
God.
to build the adversity of Roman trying to get back into the one tribal chief spot. And he's not, I mean, he could easily walk in and just take the spot, but that'd be boring. So
Well,
he
Jacob's
needs to be.
not in this match.
Oh,
Jacob,
well,
he's
then there
not in the match.
goes.
So that's where I'm going. Like that would be the most boring finish of all if Jacob is the one who
Right.
interferes.
Yeah, you
And
got to
they give
have
us nothing.
something shenanigan like.
So I think maybe Jacob comes out and tries to interfere, and that's
Yeah,
maybe where we see Sammy try to intercept. I don't know.
right.
I don't know. So, all right, Lee.
It's not
I
going
know you
down
gotta go.
clean. That's all I got to say. Yeah, well, happy Halloween, Rusty. Sorry I didn't get my costumes in my car. I was going to wear it during this, but things went a little awry. But I hope you guys enjoy the WWE Champions podcast here, Champions Chat. And yeah, make sure that you follow us on the main channel tomorrow night, Friday night, day after Halloween, because we are going to power rate CM Punk and maybe Ozzy? I mean, like, how many people in the community are legitimately going to get Ozzy? I don't know. That's going to have to be a conversation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that would be perfect. Because arguably, we're going to get his gameplay unless he's part of tonight's blog and stream from Professor. So,
Professor cannot
or
stream tonight. He has kids. There will not be a stream tonight.
it's Halloween. I don't think
It
I could
is
stream either.
Halloween. I can't either.
Taking
So,
All right. Well, I think
so
the
it would
gameplay
be
might
us.
go.
But I mean, again, how many people in the community? Like, unless they make him very like, I'm assuming he's going to be ultra super rare, so we can do the power rating. But then again, like 5 people have him. That doesn't. I don't know. We'll see. But I gotta go. So we'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share, all the spoopy things. See you later. Bye. Whoop doop swoopity poop.